And I thought that was pretty interesting because I guess it never occurred to me before that we could free people that have already passed, but that's the sense that I got. And I've talked about this before, that I think I was explaining to them, you're in the Hel Realm, Hel in mythology. They have different areas of this. So we're in Hel, and it was just interesting though, people on the other side, because it's the bliss. So we have heaven, hell. So when they die, they go into the bliss, right? Down the tunnel of light, go over to heaven for a while before they get sucked back in. Or their souls made to think they're there for a while, even if they've reincarnated. So it's like the different parts of hell. Because, even though you're in heaven and it's blissful, it's another deception. So it's kind of a hell because it's not real. So being in hell, and then it was making me think of like Persephone, where she basically Hades wants her, so she goes to hell for half the year and then gets to go back for the other half to heaven. And it just made me think of like the false bliss is another part of hell. Persephone, it has phone in it, like phone home, phony, Persephone, phony perception, Persephone, perception, phony perception. So I have to show pictures here, and I have no idea what I'm even talking about with that note. So I'm doing this as usual. I'm going through all my old notes and just winging it because I seem to do better that way. All right, so I mentioned some things in my previous videos. I've been talking about several different things, and I think I mentioned in there, I don't know if you caught it, and about that video, somebody commented, so they caught it, about the using the light to MK Ultras. But anyway, I've been talking about MK Ultra and other stuff again, but recently. So alien, this is something I saw in a session. Sam and I actually saw this, and they were these slimy, almost like a leech type body, but they were gray. They looked gray to me, slimy things. I'm trying to remember everything we saw because we were pretty far in. But anyway, they were, what I gained from that and other things is that the alien AI running this place, and there's various ones that want control, that are behind certain governments or behind whatever. So anyway, the alien AI are the ones dispensing the MK Ultra belief systems, such as mind programs to think we're bad, religious mind programs, whether that's New Age or a certain religion or whatever. All that stuff is coming from the alien AI. They say what they want put out, and then that's what the pawns on the ground, or the puppets, which probably hybrids, so they're still soulless. That's what they put out there. And I just feel like some of this, okay, so they're dispensing the MK Ultra. If you want to channel them directly, you can tune into any AI species out there you want to. They're more than happy to channel through you and give you very complex systems for you to follow. The Law of One, ACE, that Course in Miracles. You can just talk to them yourself. And I've already had decades of this, so I'm not just giving some random opinion here. So not only are they the ones that are dispensing the MK Ultra, the content, that's why it's so sophisticated. And you don't even know you're under a mind program with agendas. So I talked about A Course in Miracles, ACIM, like destroying the ego. Like they have all these agendas that are underneath all of it. Okay, they're also giving the this thing, those concoctions and what's in them is coming from the alien AI. They're saying, here it is, here's what we want in it. And so they're telling the pawns what to inject in us on a mass level. So they're also doing the MK Ultra on a mass level. Now they do MK Ultra individually on people too, that they have for specific purposes. But I think they've been doing the mass MK Ultra for a very, very long time. So we think of it in terms of, okay, they started practicing on individuals, and once they got it down, then they put it on mass level. No, I think the alien AI has always known how to do this, and they have been putting it out there all this time on a mass level. And they may, anyway, so they're given the orders and they carry it out through the MK Ultra. They also carry out the shots and what's going to be in them, because those slimy gray things, I saw them, and they laid eggs and this kind of stuff. I saw them as the same thing in certain types of shots. So they also dispense the Vax concoctions that contain their species in them to be injected on a mass level. Okay, so all these things we're seeing and finding in the Vaxes is their stuff, their species. They're putting their own stuff in there to be injected into us. So I thought I'd throw this in just so it would look like I was semi-organized. So this is a throwback when they were saying Hydras, which is also a creature in mythology, right, in the Hel Realm, and parasites that are found in these things. So I just threw that in there. All right, so I was just thinking about how we got in here. I've said many times, I think we came through a black hole, got sucked in here, and light is making everything run. So they do everything through shining light. So I'm coming back to that video again about in the UK where they're shining light at people and making people just, tell us what you see or whatever. And, oh, well, I saw this image and this. And actually what they're doing is they're mind programming them with the light. And it made me think of our cell phones. So when I stare at my phone, it has light coming out of it. Same with the computer. So, and the TV, and we've known for a long time, TV has been sending subliminal messages and that type of thing. So are they mind programming us through, and are we really seeing everything on the phone? Do we think we're seeing one thing, but they're actually showing us something else? And it's kind of makes me think of, like, again, a website where you see the pretty website, you don't see all the technical stuff behind it that makes it run, or that type of thing. So same with like a movie, you see what the camera shows us, you don't see all the people, the staff, and all that, and the setup and the backdrops, and you don't see all that. So I think when we're looking at the phone, because I was asking, do the stickers that we put on our phone block the MK Ultra or whatever they're trying to send through the phone? Does it? I just looked at UK and I thought of Ultra K, like MK Ultra. Anyway, does it block what they're sending us? So green screens are hiding stuff and making us see something else. So if we look and we look at our phone and we see a sky with clouds on the green screen, but there's really something else there, but they control your brain, because I've talked about that before, that your brain's just a receiver and a sender. And so they control the receiver brain and or the receiver hypnotized brain. But they're also, it sounds like somebody pulled up. No, also they're controlling the hypnotized soul, which is creating the perception to begin with. And then we're interpreting what we're seeing as blue blue sky with clouds, because that's what they're telling us we're seeing, when it's really like something else. So they can change what we're seeing just by controlling our receiver up here, and just a little shift in perception. They can change time with just a shift in perception. So the same thing as when, 2-3 years ago or more, that it suddenly occurred to me that we were on the moon. And then I started going down that path. And I said, when you look at the sky, we're seeing a reflection. The moon's a reflection of where we are, and we're seeing a green screen around it. So basically, that green screen can be anything going on. There can be ships running across the sky, all kinds of stuff. But what's coming through our eye into our brain to interpret what we're seeing is we're being told what you're seeing is not ships battling and plasma and who knows what else we'd see. You're not seeing any of that. You're seeing the color blue, blue sky, blue, and clouds, or all that. So it's that blue mind program again. And it's kind of funny because every time I go to my mom's, I help take care of my mother. She's late stage dementia. And every time she looks outside, she sees the sky and says, "Oh, the blue sky." And she sings this song about blue skies, smiling at me. "Nothing but blue skies do I see." And I'm thinking, I know. It's like a green screen mind program. So it's that blue skies again. When I talked about bluebird, the bluebird of happiness, the false bliss. When we cross over, I just started this video off with that. You cross over to the other side, you're in the false bliss. Everything's great. You're just seeing sky with clouds. And so a green screen can literally be, it doesn't have to be that they put up a green screen and put something else on it and there's stuff going on behind it. That can be happening. But also what can be happening is we're looking at what's actually there, but they're telling our brain to interpret it a different way. Maybe this would be a good spot to bring up this other stuff. So give me 1 second. Okay, so everything's working with this video a little too easily. I don't know what's going on. So I was watching, I think this was the series Sense8, but I haven't gone to look because it's just one more thing for me to do. But anyway, this is season 1, episode 1. I didn't get very far in it because I was kind of like, it was too dark. I can't watch anything dark anymore. It's why I don't watch anything. Plus, I want to get everything for myself. But Limbic resonance was the title of this. And the person said, this was their, what do you call it when you have that on and it shows what they're saying? Maybe you were astro projecting like Doctor Strange. Okay, so this episode was filmed way before the movie came out, but the movie's out now. And I was watching this and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, which that movie is very dark. A lot of people said it opened portals and sent mind control and stuff. So let's see if I can, it is going to let me scroll. I can't believe it. Wow, what a miracle. Sometimes I get the arrows, sometimes I don't. So I was like, oh, limbic response, limbic. So limbic system, a group of subcortical structures such as the hypothalamus, the hippocampus, and the amygdala. I forget how you say that. I should know. I learned it at school. Of the brain that are concerned with, especially with emotion and motivation. Okay. The weird thing is, about 2 days ago, I woke up with the word hypothalamus. And I was like, and I don't remember, there was a couple other words and a couple other things. I was like, I got to remember this. I got to remember this. And then I totally forgot. But this is how they were controlling us. And so today, when I was going through these pictures, I was like, limbic resonance. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to look up limbic. So I just looked this up today and there's hypothalamus. And I'm like, okay, this is all going on because all this is fitting together. I totally forgot that I'd gotten that word hypothalamus when I woke up. Why is that still showing there? Okay, it's blocking my screen. So I've also talked about the vagus nerve, where I think they control us through that too. Look at this. I think I'm going to let you read it. Hopefully you can read it. so I don't have to say these words. Affects the vagus nerve. Has vagus nerve dysfunction symptoms. Isn't that interesting? Vagus nerve is critical for regulation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis responses to acute stress. Limbic resonance is the idea that the capacity for sharing deep emotional states arises from the limbic system of the brain. These states include the dopamine circuit promoted feelings of empathic harmony and the norepinephrine circuit. I can't read today. Circuit originated emotional states of fear, anxiety, and anger. I used to be one of those people that could read really fast. The limbic is the idea that the capacity for sharing it, and now it's like I can't read anymore. It's like, what is wrong? So controlling the emotions, dopamine hits, and that's what like social media is, right? Dopamine hits. Like, oh, did they like my thing? How many likes did I get? So limbic emotions, the limbic system is a set of structures in the brain that deal with emotions and memory. It regulates autonomic and endocrine function in response to emotional stimuli, and also is involved in reinforcing behavior, memory. They're wiping our memories. They are controlling our sender receiver thing up here. And I think they're giving us 10% of it that works right. So nothing connects to anything else. So that's why we're having to piecemeal our reality together here. So they're controlling all our responses and everything here, and doing it through light, through green screens, through voice to skull. And I mean, they got other stuff besides voice to skull now, but anyway, controls our behavior, reinforces behavior, loops, inserting things back into us. They can use nano to deliver the message. Okay, a quick way to remember the functions of the limbic system is to think about 5 F's. Feeding, so hunger and satiety. You know what's wrong? Being satiated. Forgetting, memory, me, I forgot how to read. I literally, I won the spelling bee, and I was an English major, and I can read really fast. I can't sometimes I forget how to spell words. I've talked about this before. I can't read anymore. It's like, what is going on? Forgetting, memory, all the interference. It's like, it's a wonder we can function. Fighting, emotional response. So the urge to fight, family, sexual reproduction, and maternal instincts, either promoting it or shutting it down. Fornicating, sexual arousal, either promoting it or shutting it down. This is what they all have control of, your limbic system. So, and that's, you know, they can amp it up with everything you look at, having a sexual connotation or sexual response from you. They show you an image and you get turned on. You know, it's like, why am I getting turned on? You know, stupid, sick stuff. The 3 main functions of the limbic system: to facilitate memory storage and retrieval. And everybody's getting Alzheimer's now, and my mother's got dementia. Establish emotional states. Link the conscious intellectual functions of the cerebral cortex with the unconscious autonomic functions of the brainstem. Okay. So that part, link the conscious intellectual functions of the cerebral cortex with the unconscious, the psychic, the intuitive, and the unconscious is the connection to your soul, where all the information is and all your memory and what's really going on here. Then the soul's hypnotized. So you have to try to get it, piecemeal it from your soul. Okay. And they block that and connection to the intellectual. Okay, so that might have been the last one. Just, I don't know. Interesting to me. I did get into a discussion on the critical mass again on today's meetup earlier. So again, if you're on Patreon, watch it. It was super interesting. And talking about new souls coming in, a lot of souls getting disconnected. So our soul numbers have gone up and down, but I still think we have more than enough critical mass at this point. So maybe I'll get all that off of there, exactly how I got it, and share it again. But the robotoids here that I'm basically talking about entities with no soul. They're connected to the AI. Doesn't mean that we're not in an AI world, that we're not part of the AI world, but we're connected to a soul. The beings that are not really don't have any influence on anything. So they're kind of like pointless. They're just here to harass us. So let's keep moving, because I was going to go into that some more, but I'm going to keep moving. I had speaking of robotoids, I was on Facebook, and this was a real person, because I work with this person occasionally when I work at a new age store. And I was like, and they're constantly posting really annoying new age stuff that's like so off, so wrong. I've already been down those roads 100 times. It's like, no, you've missed the point. And I can feel the resonance in every cell of me. It's like, that is just, no, it's so off and so stupid and basic, and influencing all these people with this stuff. And I got really tired of listening to it, because I just scroll past, and I just ignore and scroll and whatever. And they ended up posting that they were really upset, and somebody close to them had just snapped on them and gone off on them, and and it's making them question everything in life, and they just feel attacked from all directions. So I made some typical comment that I make about, could be a robotoid or a soulless being around you, or this or that or something. And just trying to, I just did a couple truth bombs, because I thought, what, I listen to your stuff all the time, and people that you're a new ager. Okay, you're new to astrology, but you're an astrology expert now. That's fine, because you study it long enough, you can become an expert. But you're a new ager. I've been doing this stuff before you were born. I've seen it all, heard it all. I've heard all the crap you're saying. I lived my life by it and screwed my life up. I've been down all these roads. That's why my life is like it is now, because I've put myself through all that. So I've listened to your nonsense. I've gone past it on the feed, even though I wanted to say something. So I thought, okay, for once, I'm going to speak my truth, because every time I work with this person, they attack me. They come into my space. Well, let me help you work on your shadow. Let me help you figure your stuff out. Let me, like, I haven't done this. Like, okay, you know what? I've overdone it. If anything, I've lived this stuff. You have family, children, all these distractions, stuff you're into, blah, blah, blah. You're living a life. I've had no life, because I've explored the very stuff that you're rattling off that you heard somewhere else that doesn't work and it's not true. But I couldn't come to that by living a life and enjoying a life like you did. I had to give everything up to find that. So I'm just going to say my 2 cents. Well, they responded with, you have a dangerous mindset, which is a danger to people. And if I believed that this wasn't a school and I wasn't learning something here, then my life is for nothing. And And all I heard in my head when this person wrote dangerous mindset was that thing being passed around of the news channels, and the newscasters all saying the same thing. You are, or this is a danger to our democracy. This is a danger to our democracy. This is a danger, like the robots, those newscaster robots, all repeating that same thing over and over and over. And I was like, that's what I heard in my head when they say that is a dangerous mindset. And I was like, you know what? I gave a response, and I said, no, it's not a dangerous mindset. It's called truth. And I went, unfriend, block, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. All right. So it's, we got to detach sometimes from people or stuff.